A devoted father, hailed as a hero for saving his daughter. But what if it was all a lie? In October of 2021, spelunkers were exploring an abandoned area and they found an abandoned Honda Accord. As they were looking over it, they started to smell something bad, and it was localized to the trunk. Inside of that trunk was the zip-tied, severely beaten, and stabbed body of 19-year-old Andrew Sorensen. He had been missing for over a year. Days later, authorities arrested 60-year-old John Eisenman for the murder. And upon his arrest, Eisenman confessed to the killing but claimed that he was a vigilante. He alleged that Sorensen had sold his teenage daughter into a trafficking ring in Seattle for $1,000. Eisenman claimed that he tracked Sorensen down, bashed his head in with a cinder block, stabbed him, and then threw his body into the trunk and abandoned it. The story went viral. Online, donors flooded crowdfunding pages for Eisenman's legal defense, praising him as a heroic father who did what any parent would do. But detectives started digging, and the vigilante narrative began to fall apart pretty quickly. They thoroughly checked Eisenman's claims and found absolutely zero evidence that his daughter had actually been harmed in any way or that Sorensen was involved in anything illegal. However, the police did discover that Eisenman had been heavily abusing methamphetamines around the time of this attack. Sorensen's family was devastated, and they said that he was entirely innocent, noting that their son struggled with autism and cerebral palsy. They said that he didn't even have the capacity to participate in some kind of sophisticated criminal empire. Instead of a high-profile trial defending his actions, it all ended very quietly in the courtroom. In late 2024, Eisenman and his fiancée, Brenda Cross, both chose to plead guilty. Cross admitted that she had a role in the killing, and she was sentenced in January of 2025 to 8.5 years for manslaughter. On March 14, 2025, John Eisenman faced a packed courtroom filled with Sorensen's grieving relatives. During the very emotional hearing, Sorensen's mother spoke of the haunting grief and the lies that he had told about her son, essentially destroying his memory. Eisenman would go on to be convicted of first-degree murder and sentenced to 25 years in prison. Now, in his mid-60s, he is expected to pretty much spend the rest of his life behind bars, leaving behind a tragic reminder of how easily a lie can masquerade as justice.